This story revolves around some sort of disease or virus that's making people turn into flesh-eating zombies. In the center of it all are our two main leads who are high school friends, Jung Hee-hyun, who is a promising baseball player turned detective due to a leg injury that ruined his baseball future, and Yoon Se-bum, who is part of an anti-terrorist group. Both encounter what could be zombies in the backdrop of COVID-19 pandemic. I guess it's due time to start making shows or movies about the pandemic, and perhaps give birth to a new crop of conspiracy theory dramas related to COVID-19.
So far, the story feels fresh with its concept. Sure, it might have something to do with COVID. It feels slightly realistic because of what we know from headlines these days about variants and strains, and perhaps this drama has a social and political message to give, or it just resorts to a government conspiracy, which I guess is okay too. It could just be a mashup of movies like Quarantine or REC or Train to Busan or The Walking Dead, but hey, if you like this zombie genre, perhaps this is for you anyways.
What's up, Sunday fams? Welcome back to another video. My name is Flip.
I'm Element.
And we're getting together to catch up to some of our favorite Asian dramas, and it's Happiness. I don't know why the title is called Happiness.
You know, she says it's tough to be happy in the first episode, and I kind of feel like the title is a play on trying to find happiness in a time where you're surrounded by lockdowns, a pandemic, and COVID-19, and so you're trying to find happiness. And in the midst of all of this, she marries Yi-hyun, the person that she saved back in high school, in a backdrop that is a zombie apocalypse that's about to happen. So can you find happiness? Before we begin, we just want to let you guys know that we are reacting to Idol, The Coup, and his first watch of Dream High, the drama that was back in the day with all kinds of K-pop stars, and that's all going to be on our Patreon. So don't forget to go to the link in the description, sign up to our Patreon, and you'll see all of those full reactions.
So right off the bat, the crux of the first two episodes, and granted, this has already been a full season, so we're just stumbling into this right now, and it seems like it's a very popular K-drama, but right off the bat, at the crux of everything in the first two episodes, shit's about to go down in terms that it's very relatable that we're in this pandemic. There's things where people working from home with the lawyer wearing his suit at the top, but then pajamas in the bottom, and going into places with masks and, you know, sanitizing your hands. So it's very relatable, and it's kind of refreshing in terms of, like, maybe they should start having these shows that are a little bit more about what's going on in the world these days.
I think it's less of a question of maybe and a question of when. This pandemic lifestyle where people are working from home and wearing masks everywhere is going to become a new norm, whether we like it or not. When shows start to use this as the new norm for like social backdrops in stories, that's just going to be the truth of the matter.
So it turns out that Se-bum is immune to this disease, and she finds out from...
Was that confirmed?
Well, I mean, she did do the test. She got the blood drawn and she got the samples tested, but she didn't turn, and it seems like that she could be like the central character.
That could be the case. You know, Han Tae-suk, the person that's leading the charge in CDCH, Center for Disease Control Hangul, said that she might have developed antibodies, but I'm thinking it's a little bit deeper than that, but we'll have to wait and find out with further episodes and see where she is in terms of immunity. But I think the most interesting thing about this show is that it is a rather slow burn when it comes to introducing you to the apocalypse. A lot of times these shows, you know, kind of throw you right in the middle of an apocalypse. Happens, yeah. You know, the first thing you see is city, normal life, and then 10-20 minutes into the episode or movie, the city is like, you know, besieged.
Engulfed, yeah. And what's amazing about this is, like, it does feel like it's very much something that could happen. Like, as soon as the pandemic happened, all these conspiracy theories cropped up in terms of, like, what is this virus about? And, like, we've seen zombie apocalypse movies before, and it has something to do with viruses, or it has something to do with that's man-made, or a government conspiracy, or some kind of experiment. And it feels like this is the closest thing to having an actual zombie apocalypse.
Well, that'll do it for So in the midst of her trying to collect as many, first of all, if you guys can explain the Korean point system for grabbing an apartment, leave a comment in the comment section below and explain it, because we don't understand. But in the midst of her trying to get a new apartment, she doesn't have enough points, and I don't know what that is referring to, and in order to get enough points, she has to suddenly marry Yi-hyun, the person that she saved in high school, and they don't have a relationship, right? They're just coming together. It's kind of like, you know, getting a mail order bride, or, you know, marrying someone for green card status. They don't have a relationship other than the rapport that they shared from high school, and now they're living together.
Well, in terms of not dating, but they are good friends to each other,
Yes.
and she comes up with this plan so that they can get married. She attains enough points to live in her dream apartment, so to speak. But this apartment, this high rise, there's something a little bit more mysterious about this, because she's meeting some of these mysterious tenants and she's hearing loud noises. And I feel like this is gonna be like the center of this story, because it's in the synopsis. It has something to do with her happiness and this high rise, and so I feel like this is gonna be very much like that movie Quarantine or REC, where all of the zombies are going to be living in that high rise for at some point in time, where they might have to, like, you know, find a way to, like, still live in happiness but then deal with this zombie apocalypse.
Now, I don't know if that's if it's going to come down to living in happiness in a high rise filled with zombies. However, yes, like there's no reason for them to there's no reason for them to explore people living in the high rise, especially given how they present it. You know, she is going around giving people rice cakes because she just moved in, and we are seeing a lot of backstories. We're seeing a little bit of glimpses into their lives, more so that is necessary, until you realize that this is going to be ground zero for what's going to happen in this show. She's going to probably be trapped in this high rise with Yi-hyun and all of the tenants in this high rise, and it's going to become like Sweet Home.
Sweet Home, yes. That's what I was just thinking when you were saying that. They're going to have some kind of, like, end of days apocalyptic kind of scenario where they're going floor by floor trying to clear it. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Trying to find ways to share supplies and rations between tenants with, like, you know, they made a clear distinction between the rich people and the dirt poor people on the bottom floors, and that dichotomy is going to come into play in the later episodes.
So at the end of episode 2, it gets pretty exciting when her partner Lee Sung-hyun decides to, you know, partner up with the press so that he can leak some footage about what's actually going on here, and he gets himself stuck in a refrigerated truck full of zombies.
He kept on telling Flip throughout the episode he didn't really think this through. You know, coming in to get himself tested, he ended up handcuffed, and I'm like, he didn't really think this through. And then he escaped that and then got himself locked in the refrigerated truck, and I was like, he didn't really think this through. And lo and behold, it appears, at least according to the last frames of the episode, that he got trapped in the truck with infected people and is now infected himself. And the episode ends there, where the truck is, you know, threatening to open itself up to the masses of Korea.
What do you think is going to happen there?
I think that the zombies are going to attack.
Well, in any case, this seems like a very exciting show. It's a very new and it feels very fresh. It's very relatable to the times that we're living in now. If you're into this type of genre, then this might be the type of show you might like.
Also, huge shout out to Hyojin. I do not know this actress. However,
she's great.
I am loving her so far. She has very subtle, like, you know, idiosyncrasies that add so much charm to her performance. Little things like that just add immaculately to her performance.
In any case, guys, that is it for us. We know that the season is over and there's all these episodes available. Let us know in the comment section below if you've seen everything and what you think so far. This is our first impressions. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, tap that bell so you know when we post new videos, and then we'll see you next time.